want to get down? Tell me, what you gonna do? Do you want to get down? What you gonna do? You want to get down? What you gonna do? You want to get down? Tell me. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the people saying, get down on it. Come on and get down on it. If you really want it, get down on it. You gotta feel it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. Baby, baby. Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it. I say people, what you gonna do? You gotta get on the groove if you want your body to move. Tell me, baby, how you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it if you really won't take a chance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. 'Cause I heard all the people saying, get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. When you're dancing, get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Sha-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-doo. What you gonna do? Do you wanna get down? What you gonna do?
TikTok. You're waiting for Double Down Danny to join up with Admiral Brian. I sent them both to him. I'm not really sure what the case is, but let me know if I'm coming in clean. Coming in, check 1, 2. I got you live on TikTok. If you have any questions, please drop them in below. And yeah, we have a higher late today for y'all to get down on it with us. So yeah, what a crazy week it was in the NFL. Drop your fantasy questions below in the chat. We're streaming on all platforms: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Wait for Double Down Dan to get in here. The Baltimore Ravens and Chargers game was crazy. A lot of people lost some parlays on J.K. Dobbins going down, which was kind of crazy. And he only had 45 yards. Big upsets of the week. Trying to remember if there were any necessarily. Let me pull up the entire NFL game slate today in week 12. Title of the stream is talking about, it's pretty much Fantasy Football Genie, and we're going to see if we can help predict or not if you have a chance of making the playoffs in your league and or in general being able to secure a fantasy championship. Oh, I'm not even on the correct microphone. Give me 1 second. Check this out. Ready? I'm going to make my mic sound way better real quick. Let me see. Settings. Let's get you on the Zoom. Here we go.
My bad, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that sounds a lot better. Should be good to go. Let me check. All right, cool. Good to go. I'm going to turn this down a little bit too. All right, we're locked in. All right, so this past week, trying to see the scores. Okay. All right, Dan, slide in then. My bad, YouTube. We're trying to figure this out right now. Double Down's going to join in 2 seconds. Ravens beat the Chargers 30-23. Eagles beat the Rams in a monstrous, just absolutely monstrous performance by Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles. And Double Down here has finally joined us. Do you want me to go live from my phone?
Yeah, we'll just for right now. Let's just cruise. But,
yeah, we'll figure it out next stream.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. What's up, guys? Good to see you, Ben. Waiting on Admiral.
But yeah, we got a really nice slate for you guys today. With I was just breaking down the games from this past week, and then we're gonna get into some fantasy. Oof. Lost by 0.6. with the super team. Hey, Ben Carroll, did you see Jamar Chase dunk that basketball at the buzzer? Absolutely fucking crazy. Well, greatest play of the week. But recapping, Saquon Barkley has more yards from scrimmage than the entire New York Giants organization. So that summed up my week. Packers demolished the 49ers. McCaffrey looked like shit. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 16-6 in a snoozer. That wasn't really the game of the week. Broncos look gross. Buccaneers absolutely ousted the Giants 30-7. Dolphins won 34-15 over the Pats. Chiefs won 30-27 against the Panthers in a nail biter. And probably the biggest news of the week with the craziest outcome was the Dallas Cowboys beating the Washington Commanders on an absolute fluke of a play. I did not see it, dude.
Yeah, dude, fucking Commanders really fucked that whole thing up there.
Yeah, it was a giant fucking shit show. So basically, wasn't it they scored a touchdown and then was it a kickoff that kind of ruined the entire lead for?
No, that was like the ending. They got a little a run back on an onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, the extra point he missed the extra point. That's what happened, Siebert. So
Ben Carroll says Cowboys fans right now here live in Dallas. Cowboys fan here right live in Dallas. It gave me some confidence in the playoffs. You need something without Dak and Coop and. All right, so one thing that we're getting into this week, sports betting wise, is we're bringing in a new I guess call it a segment. We're doing something called the Weekly Wager, where myself, Double Down, and Admiral Bry will be kind of breaking into a contest. The grand prize winner, we collectively all threw in money. The grand prize winner is going to win $5,000 amongst the three of us. So that means if you want to tail any of our picks, there's definitely a competition side to it. That means we're going to give as many locks as we can. Shadow says calling it Panthers 2025 playoffs. Bryce finally started playing some fucking real football, which actually looks good. And Adam Thielen coming back definitely helped. But we're going to get into that in a little bit when Bry comes in. How'd you do fantasy wise?
I won both leagues, so happy. Finally got to win, man. Made some moves, got some shit. Feel pretty good now.
Yeah, I have 2 leagues that I'm in, or 3 leagues technically. So I faced Saquon in one league and I didn't in another. And do you think I won both leagues?
No.
No, the team with Saquon absolutely smoked me. 174 points. Was not pretty. I don't know the scoring PPR full format in that league, but he dropped 54 points on my dome, which was fan-fucking-tastic. So that was great. My team's looking clean, though. Team's looking clean. Made some moves, waiting for Mike Evans to really get involved. Ben Carroll says, start 2 this week. Brian Thomas Jr., Neighbors, and Judy. Dude, I haven't been starting Judy, and I have him in my lineup, and every week I'm kind of pissed off that he's on my bench. I did happen to win both weeks of the team that I have Judy on, but it would have been a lot larger margin of victory if I started him. But he is facing Denver this week, and also Cedric Tillman is questionable. So that means, based on Judy's past performances and the fact that Tillman's not playing, that he will probably be drawing Sartan, and not the best matchup. So another spot where I'm probably not going to start him and he's going to have 20 points. I'm going to be pissed. But also, I mean, I'm not mad sitting him against that matchup. And then between Brian Thomas and Neighbors, I'd probably start Malik after he bitched in the locker room. Talk about they don't want to give me the ball to the fourth quarter and wonder why we're down 30-7. It's 30-7. And I start getting the ball. Start Malik this week. They're going to start feeding him because they have only one good player left. And they do not want him to leave or get upset or request a trade or anything. So start Malik. And Brian Thomas is playing the Texans. And if Mac Jones is still there, I don't know. I guess I would go Neighbors and Judy.
Yeah, my one huge question, and this is another one that we've just been getting on Twitch. Hey, listen, you chimed in. I appreciate it. Every comment you make makes us look just a little bit better on Twitch, so I appreciate that. The one question I do have is David Montgomery fucked?
Is because I saw he got hurt, but didn't he continue playing?
I think, but he is questionable right now. So that's my main concern right now.
No, I don't think he's fucked.
I think that he's just going to have a light load for Thanksgiving. That's what I think. So
yeah, it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs Day.
I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to have to take him out. And luckily for me, I have options now. DJ Moore looked like an actual wide receiver last week. And Jordan Addison had a 30 spot on my fucking bench. I would have been way more pissed off about that had I lost the game. But yeah, so that was.
Let me tell you something. I made some great trades. Still happy with them. Every single person I traded away just wanted to have a week this week. Traded away Addison had a week. Traded away Bucky Irving had a fucking week.
But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I think the week you traded Tyreek, he
got 19 points. But how are you not supposed to trade Bucky in the sense that like I needed to fill some depth and like he's in a 3-man backfield, but he's just producing. Yeah, like if you drafted him, that was a steal. I got him off waivers and just held him. Ben Carroll says, in my opinion, last week didn't make me change my mind at all about Mixon. I think he's still a top 3 RB and he has one bad week. Thoughts? Yeah, people are going to panic on Joe Mixon for no reason. He's been a fucking stud. Had a light week, tougher matchup. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't not start him. Great piece to have. So, yeah, Joe Mixon is Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon is now a top 3 running back in the league. So, I guess it's Saquon, Henry, Mixon. Because Kamara kind of fell off.
Like the Houston Texans in general, by the way.
Should I start panicking on Kyron? I just traded for Kyron. They're definitely getting very ball dominant. I mean, through the air throwing dominant with this team. He has a better slate of matchups coming up. He's already through his bye. I don't think you should panic on Kyron. I think in games where they keep losing as well, and I noticed that the run game needs to open up to be able to open up the passing game. That like it's the ebbs and flows of an NFL season. So he had a stronger early start to the season. He'll be fine. He got in the end zone this week, which was nice too. By the way, I texted Double Down and I'm like, hey, is Sean McVay trying to fuck my fantasy team this season? Because they're down 30-17 in the fourth quarter with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and they're still on the field, meaning Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and Cooper Kupp. And I was really pissed until he threw Cooper Kupp a bomb touchdown, which won me my fantasy week. And I was like, all right.
To be honest with you, though, that was the best matchup. Honestly, that Puka matchup with Quinyon Mitchell was pretty intense, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the Rams aren't going to make the playoffs this year, and it kind of sucks because I would like them to make the playoffs. I think they could make some noise if they did make the playoffs, but man, I don't know if we panic on Kyron, but what we do need to probably realize is that they're going to be behind in a lot of games, and that's going to limit his touches, I would assume. Shadow says, I'm panicking whether to start Hurts or Jackson because they play each other this week. I think you start Lamar just because he's QB1 and he does have the upside. I didn't think he was going to have a good game last week, and he turned out a fucking great performance. So I think that's the thing. Panic on Kupp. Ben Carroll says, I feel like his garbage time TD covered up his bad performance. Puka seems to be getting most of the targets. So Kupp had the terrible matchup. So I don't think we panic on him. I think that we have to watch matches. I mean, that's what fantasy's all about. Like, yeah, you're not starting them against, and if you listen to this show, you didn't start fucking Cooper Kupp anyways because of the matchup. So I think you just have to be mindful, but going forward, I like the Rams schedule. It's quite favorable. So I would hold.
Yeah. And with Kupp, he's Matthew Stafford's, regardless if he missed some time this season and last season, he's Matt's safety blanket. So when you see those third down and the occasional fourth down attempt that's through the air, it's pretty much always going to Cooper Kupp. So like Nakua's like big chunk yardage. It looks flashy, looks great. But like when they need a target, they're going to Cooper Kupp, and he's had some bomb weeks. One bad week against one of the best playing corners of the season, who's been. Dan was reading off the stats. He's like he let up 0.5 fantasy points to Devontae Adams, 0.7 to Nico Collins. Like he's been shutting down every one of the top wide receivers in the NFL this season, and just having that dual threat between Cooper and Puka. Obviously somebody's going to eat a little bit more, and it was just Cooper Kupp. And he still got a touchdown, still had some yards, and. To Cooper Kupp's effect, I don't think you should panic on him because against the worst matchup, he still salvaged you a 20-point fantasy week. Exactly. Other wide receivers, did he not score the most points of any receiver this season against that matchup?
No, he was by far the best wide receiver.
I think he's the only receiver to score a touchdown on him.
He's the only wide receiver this season so far, and he's
So
played
are
some
you
fucking
panicking on Cooper
stellar
Kupp,
ass-
or are you
No,
happy?
I wouldn't panic. No, I don't think you panic on anyone in that offense because that offense you can explode week by week. But what it is clear is that Puka is the number one wide receiver, in my opinion. I think that's very clear now. Puka gets more separation than Kupp, and going forward into next year, I think Puka's definitely the first.
Next year, it's chicken wraps for Cooper Kupp. But
I think Cooper Kupp's going to be like a 7th round fucking guy.
That's fine, and but it's okay to have a wide receiver ahead of your number one guy because people are still drafting Devonta Smith, people are still drafting Stephon Diggs, people are still drafting T. Higgins, people are still drafting people like Romeo Dobbs and Jaden Reed, who are basically 2 number 2s. People are still drafting Jameson Williams. People are still drafting Jalen Waddle. It's okay to have. That's the whole league now. It's so deep. Every team has 2 stud wide receivers that, at the same token, one's probably the alpha, but any given day. Just like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, you don't know whose day it is. Could be an Ayuk day, could be a Deebo day. Tua better than Hurts. I agree in a sense of I don't know. The tush push is like everyone's kind of adopting it, but like it's the best part of Jalen Hurts' game. Not saying I don't like Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's good, but it's fucking incredible to watch. Like you get 2 dudes that squat over fucking 500 pounds and have them push themselves across the goal line.
Yeah.
I won't put it as panic, but should I be worried going forward?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think again, it's
coming up.
No, I like the schedule coming up. You start them. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Every
Shadow says, "How's the pass defense on both teams?" Because that worries me for Lamar. I'd have to look up like stats in general. But when it comes to Lamar, I think it's not the passing that like when Derrick Henry gets going, you see that the whole field kind of opens up for him in general, just running and throwing. So it's all kind of dependent on what that run game's doing. But yeah, if he's got I just feel like, are you scared of Baltimore? Because I'm just not. And like, I know they beat Buffalo by like 45 points earlier this season, but like, I just am not scared of them when it comes to the playoffs.
They can't really throw the ball well. They brought in Deontay Johnson, who hasn't done shit. Zay Flowers is great in great matchups, not really good in a lot of matchups that are like against like actual competition. And they're also, I mean, I guess maybe you can look at this is the thing. If you look at Jalen Hurts, there's so much upside being taken away by Saquon Barkley's phenomenal play, even though Baltimore is a great run defense. That kind of might be the play with Jalen Hurts, is that they might have to throw the ball a little bit more this game. And on the flip side of it, you're getting an offense that's going to have to throw the ball in the Ravens, but you're looking at Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, and Zay Flowers. And Zay Flowers is going to draw that tough matchup, which is going to be pretty much a shutdown. Honestly, player of the year, other than Derrick Henry for Baltimore, looks like it's Rashad Bateman. He's been balling the fuck. I mean,
he's really doing it. But so Shadows, they're playing the Eagles, right? So we talked about Quinyon Mitchell, we talked about Cooper DeJean quite a lot last week. But what was very apparent is that Quinyon's going to shut down the number 1 wide receiver. So maybe it's a Bateman game. But I think you could still throw on this team. Like the Rams still had the offense. I think the Ravens are really going to challenge the Eagles. And just if they start attacking rush wise, this whole game's going to get flipped. I would be stressed too, but I feel like actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think Jalen Hurts against the Ravens pass defense is probably the way to go, because
that's what I'm thinking now too.
The Ravens can be scored on, man. We've seen it all year. I think maybe you play Jalen Hurts, actually, now that I think about it. The only thing I'm panicking on with Baker is that I didn't draft Baker Mayfield.
His rest of season schedule is incredible.
It's incredible. Like they're going to lose maybe one more game the rest of the year, and he's going to be just dude, that performance last week against the Giants. How disrespectful can one man be? But like, if you're a fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, like how stoked are you that fucking Baker Mayfield is your fucking quarterback? You know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy for him. Yeah, dude, it's great to see. It's great to see. He's fucking fantastic. To do the fucking Tommy Cutlets fucking Italian celebration after you jump into the end zone lead. Yeah, dude, he was pissed. And Jeff Robbins asked the thoughts on Giants picking up Dolchik off Denver waiver.
Man, I'm a Giants fan, and there's no more thoughts, there's no more feelings or emotions going towards this organization.
Why?
Specifically because I'm just in severe pain. So I don't care if they pick up Jesus Christ himself and put him at quarterback. I just don't care. It's and like not in a bad way. Like he's probably going to come in and do well, but dude, it's so cooked. For first off, the GM should be fired. Second off, we let the quarterback that we kept Saquon over walk. So we let go of Saquon for no reason. And now we have Malik Neighbors in the locker room upset that he's not getting the ball. We have a decent rookie running back named Tyrone Tracy who's doing all right. But we got smoked.
How about the confusion that you guys had the number 2 quarterback Drew Lock all season and you started Tommy Cutlets? Like, what the fuck is going on, dude? What's happening? And honestly, to answer Jeff Robbins' question, the first fucking headline that pops up about Greg Dulcich is Broncos cut 3rd round draft bust Greg Dulcich, and then they come back and the Giants claim him. Listen, if anyone can do it, the Giants can. I mean, I feel like they really took Waller to a completely different.
You mean if anyone can make good GM's decisions, it's the Giants?
No, I think they can destroy someone's career as best.
Yeah, that's what they do. Right now. Yeah, that's what they do. I'm surprised Saquon didn't. He made it through healthy. He tore 4 ACLs and was able to be fine.
Now I will say this Dolchich kid was really good at UCLA. So I don't know if this is a sign of what he can do, but it doesn't make me feel good when who's fucking Rocky Prop? Who's the Broncos tight end?
The Broncos tight end?
Yeah, who is it?
22 drafted. I do not know.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that he couldn't get on the field over someone we have never heard of it's not a great sign usually. And I don't think going to a team that's starting Drew Lock is going to change that. So I don't know, man. I'm not I'm not fucking pumped about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's he's saying it's Troutman or Atkins. I don't even know who the fuck those people are. So if you can't get on the field over them, either one of those guys, I don't know how much you're going to be bringing to another team. He's really athletic though, from what I remember of him at UCLA. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe Dolchich comes off and he's the next Waller or Jeremy Shockey at tight end and they're fucking lit. But I don't see it, man. I don't know. This Giants team they're making questionable calls everywhere, man. Yeah, that's a good point. No one does know the Broncos. That's a really good point. That's a really solid point. Ben Carroll says, is Love even startable anymore? Yeah, I mean, I fucking thanks, Russell. I think that fucking yeah. I mean, you can't really he's got Miami this week coming up. I love that matchup. I think Miami's very beatable through the air, and they're going to play in Green Bay. I mean, we'll get to it later in the week when we make NFL picks. I'm all over the Packers against the fucking Miami Dolphins in negative 20-degree weather in Green Bay. That sounds like fucking Miami's going to give up before they get there. So
the same thing that happened in Kansas City last year when they played in that freezing cold.
Yeah, dude, it's too cold. They don't want to play in cold weather. They just can't do it. So we're all over the Packers, but yeah, no, Love's very startable. This offense is a little bit in shambles right now, but they need a out of fucking, it's Baker, right? It's not, you got to start
Baker.
Yeah. He's running the ball too. Now he looks like little Josh Allen. That's what he looks like.
Little Josh.
Dude, he does. I'm telling you, it's Josh Jr. It's Josh Allen Jr. in Tampa Bay. That's all it is. He throws just as many interceptions.
Hey, let's not get twisted. It's Josh Allen Sr. Okay.
All right,
that's Daddy. Okay.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and just fucking check yourself before you wreck yourself? All right. My opponent's lineup this week is Mahomes, AJ Brown, Hill, Kyron Williams, Kamara, Pitts, Breece Hall, Boswell, and Vikings defense. I mean, it's a decent team, but Mahomes hasn't been scoring that much. AJ Brown, you're going to have troubles with. We'll see what Tyreek does. Kyron Williams, solid. What?
Shadows, are you in my league? That's my team. It's my exact team. No, I'm just fucking with you. Anyway,
what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you said AJ Brown's going to be. Honestly, I think he's going to be able to take. Because, dude, Baltimore is the worst team through the air defensively in the league. I think one of the bottom 5 at least. I don't know who Mahomes is playing. Kamara's been very flat as of late. Taysom, whatever. Been coming in vulturing touchdowns and touches. Kyle Pitts has been all right, solid. Brees has been actually playing very well. Boswell has Boswell won an entire game by himself.
Yeah, Boswell
Absolutely
beat me
ridiculous.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, it made me feel real bad about myself too.
Tyreek, I don't think he's gonna have a good game because also in the cold, those lingering injuries also you feel him a little bit more. Kyron better have a week.
I think Brees Hall sucks ass, so that's just me.
I mean, I think he's probably gonna put up like, this is fantasy genie type shit. He probably put up like 120 or so.
Yeah,
in that range. Unless somebody has a day, which I don't know if anybody's gonna.
This is a great fucking question, by the way. We're gonna pop up Lilitz first, and then Jelly of the Month. We're gonna fucking hit you. We got you. Nico Collins over. Listen, I love my man Lilitz. Like Lilitz is the only one that asks us gambling questions, and I really appreciate it. Nico Collins is a lock to go over 79.5 this week. I love that. That's a great. He hits me with all these great fucking. Listen, Lilitz. Hit me up, buddy. I like what you're doing. You got a lot of good information. I don't know where the fuck it's coming from. We're getting you on stream. Like, I appreciate it, dude. That's good shit. I'm all over it. Jelly of the Month says, been alternating tight ends, Otten and Taysom Hill. Somebody dropped Jonnu Smith before game time, week 12 due to buys. Grab Jonnu. If I do, which tight end do I drop? PPR.
So here's the thing, right? Okay. So
I think it's Taysom.
You got to drop Taysom because as much as he just had a monstrous week last week, it sucks that the deadline's gone because that would have been a nice throw-in piece to send to somebody. It's very hard to know when to start or not start Taysom Hill. And at that same notion, if you started him the week he had fucking 40 points, that's incredible. You can start him next week. He can have 0. You can start him the week after that. He can have 17. You never really know.
He can legit have 0.
Yeah, I can legit not see any action, or he can have 40. It's like there's no. It's like Gabe Davis, last year. So Jonnu, I'm watching the Dolphins game this past week. And I'm like, dude, he's seeing everything. He's seeing everything in the red zone. In the red zone, he's like that's Tua's first look and his second look. Okay, cool, whatever the fuck, blah blah blah. Look at Jonnu. Look back at Achane, look back at Jonnu. Like he's just throwing him the ball at a crazy clip. I'd love to see his stats on his targets. I say, drop Taysom and grab Jonnu. Like he's fucking
I think
right
the
now.
Same way because we're looking at Taysom's full season. Like he's gotten 4, 2, 14, 6, 16, 7, 41. Like I just think that's so fucking. It's so hard to know when he's gonna fucking hit. And if we look at Jonnu Smith, like, I feel like, one, you're right. Like, he's getting the fucking targets, man. It's quite appalling to see. Like, this is Jonnu Smith this year. And let's go through it because Taysom, he missed like 5 games where he didn't produce anything. So Jonnu starts off with 1, 11 against Buffalo, 3, 0, 11, 22, 6, 9, 7, 28, and 23. So he's coming on, but like realistically, he doesn't have the rushing side Taysom has, right? So it's kind of more even than we even think. I just think you can't drop Cade Otton because he, in my opinion, is a top 5 tight end.
Yeah, because like, listen, it's too much stress to roster Taysom Hill because like Taysom's like he's like a 10 that might cheat on you, and then Jonnu Smith is like an 8 that loves you a lot. So you grab Jonnu and you're like, fuck
you go with the 10, obviously. What are we doing here? What the fuck?
You go with the 10 and then you're like, oh my God, look, she's sucking everyone off. Oh, goodness.
It's fine as long as she uses mouthwash. Taysom Hill is the one that you would drop for Jonnu Smith, but you got to listen, is Jonnu Smith ever going to drop 41 points? It's doubtful because he doesn't have that rushing upside as well. So you got to think about it.
Like 20 pretty consistently.
Yeah, well, he hasn't. It's only been 2 fucking weeks, so obviously he hasn't been, but he's been consistently scoring more than Taysom Hill when he plays. So that's just, I think Jonnu for Taysom is a pretty even, that's an even trade right there. My lineup, Jackson, McLaurin, Sutton, Mixon, Hubbard, McBride, Chase Brown, Fairbairn, and Lions D. I hate that. I feel like, how's the Lions defense doing for you in general? I'm very curious. Jackson, number 1. McLaurin's had some fucking phenomenal games this year. That offense looking a little shaky lately. Sutton's been I mean, he's been hot, like top 10 wide receiver this year in fantasy. Mixon is it seems like he should be top 3, but I think when we did the stat check last week, he's like 15th in the league, which I don't understand how.
I feel like
Hubbard's had a top 3 year. Hubbard has almost 900 yards rushing this year already. Did you know that? Behind that terrible line, Chase Brown, amazing. Just fucking fantastic. And Fairbairn's been money. I think he's been pretty money.
So if I had to guess their projections for the game this week, I'd say your team's probably projected to get somewhere around like 114 points. And your opponent with Mahomes, Brown, Hill, Williams, Kamara, Pitts, Hall, Boswell, and Vikings D, it's probably projected to be somewhere around 130, 131, 135, somewhere in that range, at least in the 130s, maybe touching close to 140.
What are you, Rain Man right now? What the fuck is happening? Are you fantasy Rain Manning me right now? What the fuck?
That's what I'm assuming the projections are, because like I'm looking at Kamara, he's probably projected to get around 19.
Calculator? What the fuck are we doing?
Kyron's around 16. Mahomes is around fucking 16 or 15. AJ Brown's probably around 19.
Say your top 5 non-QB players right now, motherfucker.
Non-QB players right now.
Top
Saquon
5.
Barkley.
No.
Well, that's what I was thinking. But Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon. No, Jesus Christ, Joe Mixon. Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry.
Love
Justin
Nico.
Jefferson, Joe Mixon.
I love Nico. You said Joe Mixon twice, so we'll throw Nico.
I meant to say Jamar Chase when I said him second.
Unless your league decided to play boring ass best ball. I don't know what that's to, but probably. They got 19 against the Colts. I'm guessing. What the fuck is this in? Who?
Shadow, send me the Lions D. Shadow, send me the projections for that game.
Yeah, let's see the projections, because he just had a Rain Man moment and we have to fucking go over it. You know, I want to be very honest with everybody.
In the 130s.
I checked if Brian could come on Tuesday, and he was like, yeah, I got you. And fucking just radio silence. So, like I said last week, I think Brian found out he was gay. I think it happened.
Jelly of the month. See, that's a great analogy. He said, I'll go with the attractive 8 over the cheating 10. Might grab McNichols over Vele for bench. Happy Thanksgiving. You too, brother.
You know what? McNichols for Vele is pretty solid, and happy Thanksgiving as well. Listen. Do double down. He likes the dimes, baby. Double down dimes, baby. That's what he wants.
It's 140 to 136 with you winning.
Yeah, see, you were way fucking off on one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jackson, McLaurin, Sutton. I probably just don't know Sutton's McLaurin.
Killer, dude. He's killer this
Mixon,
year.
Hubbard, McBride. Damn. It's because okay. I feel like it might be at least a little bit closer than that when it really breaks down into points. Kamara and Kyron and AJ is a solid group with Brees. Hopefully you win, dog. I ain't hating on it. It's just he's got a good squad. You have a consistent squad, which is a little bit better. Your guys have been pretty consistent. And we see Mike Gesicki's 103-yard rushing touchdown. Yeah, I also you ever see Mike Gesicki? He's actually dating my mom. That's true facts. No, dude, I don't say ill, dude. I'm front 2 rows at the fucking at the Dolphins game.
Gross, dude. It's your mom.
Yeah, and my mom loves Mike Gesicki.
Do you have a weekly wager like?
I'll play some. You want to switch into it?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on.
New York Giants. No, not Travis Hunter. Who will he actually realistically go to?
I think he goes top 10, but I don't know where he would go in that top 10. So you're looking at which teams that need a quarterback and which teams need a fucking like standout wide receiver. Like that's the biggest thing. To be honest, I don't think Travis Hunter is going to make it in the NFL. I want to be very clear.
That about everyone, and then they play great. Dan, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, do they?
Bijan's a bust.
Bijan was a bust. Was he not a bust before the season?
Under Arthur Smith, yeah. I think
not a bust.
No, not a bust. Anyway, I'm trying to think what teams are doing terrible this year, because I would say I want Shador to go to the Giants, but they're not cool enough to do that. And they only draft white quarterbacks. And then 2, they do. They're racist. And then I'm trying to think who's at the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, so right now it would be Jacksonville,
That's
New
what I was
York
gonna say.
Giants, Las Vegas, New England, Carolina, Tennessee, Jets, Cleveland, New Orleans, and Cincinnati. I could see Cincinnati taking Travis Hunter, to be quite honest with you. But if he's not the most Dallas Cowboy pick at number 11 that I've ever heard of, I can't. Dude, he's a Dallas Cowboy, right?
I can totally see Tennessee grabbing him.
I don't see Carolina because I think Carolina goes quarterback. Am I right? Like, I think Carolina drafts a fucking quarterback.
Probably.
They have to. What do you think?
Yeah.
Shadows, tell me if you think Carolina drafts a quarterback. You think that
No.
There's a mock draft? Okay, hold on. There's a mock draft that shows the Jags at number 1 takes him.
I mean, he's the only dual threat fucking can do it all fucking player in the league. He's not going to be able to play. But the real question is, if you draft him, where are you playing him? You got to find a wide receiver.
Number 1 pick, though. Here's my thinking. Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback. I think they trade back. And then it's much more serviceable if they trade back to like 4 or 5. I mean, there's a possibility he goes number 4 to New England. I'm just going to be real honest with you. They need star power up there.
I can see.
I just don't see Jacksonville taking him, man.
I can see New England or Tennessee grabbing them because they have rookie quarterbacks that they want to give targets to. Which weapon does Peyton get for?
This is a real big question here because we're getting to a point to where Denver at 7-5 is looking like fucking. They're gonna pick at like 23. It's saying right now in this draft,
Mm-hmm.
like that's fucking horrible. But there's a lot of fucking quality wide receivers coming out in this fucking draft. So they're going to get some, obviously I know it's fucking stupid. They'll get somebody, but who really, I mean, you got to go. Who's the wide receiver that they would get? I feel like Bry would know the fucking answer. To this question.
I don't know anything about college other than the top 4 players.
I'd be very curious, but I think they go fucking.
When's Genty draft eligible?
When is who?
Genty draft eligible.
He's coming out this year. Genty's coming out. This is a lock. Sanders is definitely going to Oakland, probably with his father.
Yeah.
So he's going at number 1 in that fucking mock draft. That's crazy.
You guys can bet on this too if you get on sportsbooks.
Cowboys expected to draft Genty. Yeah, no, that's so Cowboys. We talked about that last stream. We talked about him going to the Cowboys. I still think that Travis Hunter goes fucking high. I can't see this though. I can't see that. He's not a number 1. Dude, he does not have the breakaway speed. Like he just doesn't have it.
He's a cornerback and a wide receiver. It's the easiest.
He's not going to play both ways in the NFL.
Listen to me. I know, but listen to me. If you're a GM and you're scared of getting shit on and losing your job because you make the wrong pick, if you made the wrong pick, a wide receiver, just put him at corner and you're like, everything's fine. It's the safest pick in the draft. The safest pick in the draft. By far.
Travis Hunter is the safest pick in the draft.
Yeah, because if he doesn't work at one position, throw him at another.
You know who I'm really curious about? Will Howard, I really think is the best.
If Carolina got him, they would put him on a corner.
If Carolina got him, they would find a way to destroy him immediately.
If Carolina got him, they would put him at wide receiver because you're not selling number 1. They sell their tickets for fucking $6 in a soda pop. They need to fill the stands. So if they got Travis Hunter, they're putting him at wide receiver specifically to put asses in the seat because no one goes to their games. Not one. I lived in Charlotte.
Like, if you look up Jeff Shadows, if you look up like a quality mock drafter, I'd be very curious to see how many have Travis Hunter going overall, like number 1. I want to know, like, who's the guy from Sharp Football Analysis, the fucking number 1 mock drafter, or whatever the fuck, like that's the guy, man. I feel like, so this is from PFF, and they have the Jags taking him first overall, and then Shadur going to the Giants. Which is probably the way to go there. Will Johnson, Milroe to the Jets, Mason Graham to the Browns, Nick Scourton to the Saints, Luther Burden, Ashton Genty to the Cowboys. Man, I would be Oh God, I don't even know if I don't think Shedeur goes to New York either. I think Shedeur ends up in Vegas, man. Like I don't know.
Hold on. I'm gonna. Okay, this is my bad. I put in 2024. I'm gonna screen share it just so we can look at it real quick, and then we're gonna switch into. We'll still take questions, but we're gonna switch into the competition. Oh, it's going over each division. Bro, what the fuck is this? Let me see a mock draft. Shedeur Sanders lands in the Big Apple. Okay, I got it. Hold on, I'm gonna share this real quick. My bad, guys. Present.
Yeah, I feel like Cam
I'll take a
Ward
look.
to the Giants is what happens.
I kind of would like that a little bit more, honestly.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, this is early as fuck. I mean, we haven't even hit the fucking off season yet, so who knows? But I just don't see a world where fucking
Travis to Jacksonville, Shedeur to New York, Cam Ward to Vegas. That's tough.
I think you see a team that needs a quarterback trade up with the Jags. I think that's going to be very apparent. I mean, Tennessee needs a quarterback. The Jets need a quarterback. Like Tennessee ain't going to go with Mason Rudolph and fucking Will Levis.
Do you think Milroe would do good in New York?
No, I don't think Milroe's going to be a good quarterback.
I don't think he's a good quarterback either.
Yeah, see, I see that too. I see New England more than I see anything else. Like Travis Hunter's I don't know, he goes to number 1, and you're right. Like, why would fucking Prime let his kid go to fucking New York and get fucking eaten alive?
Dude, I say Cincinnati takes Genty. That's what they should do.
I don't think they do. I don't think they care. They got Chase Brown. I don't think it matters. I think
Cleveland should fucking take him too. Nick Chubb ain't doing shit. His fucking legs destroyed.
Cleveland can't take a running back in the top fucking 50 of the draft, dude. There's guys you can get in the 4th round that'll rush for 1,000 yards. Like, you can't take a running back in the fucking 1st round. You just can't, dude.
All right, whatever. Fuck college football. All right, guys, real quick, we're going to segue. Keep dropping your questions below. We're going to segue into something that we're excited to announce for the upcoming future of streams, because we started this channel heavily on fantasy and heavily on sports betting as well. It's something that we're really good at and that we started a competition with. So basically me, myself, Rocky Prop, Double Down here to my right, and Brian, the Admiral, who was supposed to join today but did not. We're going to be entering a competition. I don't have a segue to segue this over.
We need fucking do.
No, I know. I'm just gonna pop this up so I can hide the display because the display is fire. And this is basically what it's gonna look like, and I'll play you a little song. So this is going to be our weekly wagers. What we're doing here, you can feel free to drop fantasy questions in as we go here. We are going to be basically in a competition amongst the 3 of us with a $5,000 grand prize on who can give out the most winners for sports betting. And that is in correlation, my favorite fucking word, to, let me slide this over real quick.
You got to pop up the rules for everybody. And
I'm popping up the rules.
All right.
To who is the best. And so basically it's going to look like this every week. Basically, we're all going to have a budget. It's going to be $300, would you say, per week, Dan?
Yeah, sounds good.
So per week, and the better who wins the most over the next, I guess, to the remaining of the season, and also tailoring into, we're going to restart when it goes into NBA and NHL season, just exclusively.
Well, let's hit us up, buddy. You could be the third member right quick. Yeah, absolutely.
So we all have a $300 budget every week. At the end of the week, we will check out the rankings, which will look like this.
Yeah, it'll look a lot like that.
It maybe not a lot like this. Maybe the red will be a little bit taller.
Like that, buddy.
But based on each prop, they will scroll across the bottom of the screen. I'm going to make this green like this. These will be the picks that when we break down, like, for example, this says Rocky Props Picks. Rocky Props Picks will go over. We'll sit here and we'll talk about it and break down the picks for the week. And then we will come back and recap how they did and kind of add it into the scorecard. With that being said, this is, in my opinion, something that Dan masterminded and that we kind of like built up together. It's going to be something where I feel like it'd be kind of entertaining talking about, a little bit of like competition amongst the group, but two, whoever's picks or whatever host you kind of like a little bit more, you could tail their picks. And these are going to be picks that we're putting out specifically to beat each other. So it's going to be something that it's probably, I guess, for lack of a better term, as someone who could tail, a little bit more likely to hit, because we're not streamers putting out picks on stream specifically to, hey, tail our picks and follow our account and sign up for this code and fucking pay us monthly. We're trying to beat each other. So if you see something you like or a slate that you like and you're like, holy shit, look at fucking on the scorecard, we got Double Down's been cooking everybody. So I might tail his picks this week. And if he continues to grow that lead, you'll be winning along with us. And maybe we'll get a fourth bubble for viewers, and they don't have to put up any money. We'll just see what they like. But yeah, we threw in a pot together. So that I'm excited to go with. We don't have any picks for today because we will be starting. Are we starting Black Friday? We'll start with some picks.
Oh no, I have picks.
Oh, you have picks? Okay, cool.
I have a pick. Like I'm fucking ready, dude. So you want to start being a pussy? We can do that.
I'm gonna fill in your dance card right here. All right, tell me what your picks are for
all right,
week one.
So no, fucking you rip whatever app you got, buddy. But I'm on Bet365 for most of my shit. I also have like just an array of books because I'm a degenerate. But first pick tonight is going to be we're gonna take Buffalo, the University of Buffalo, over the team total of 34.5. This is popping off right now. I had the line at -110, so I have 110 to win 100 on that.
All right, and then I'll add that in as well.
Yeah, the fucking and I'm ripping that tonight. I was born fucking ready, so we're ripping that. That's Buffalo team total over 34.5. They're playing Kent State tonight in a little bit of action. And I think fucking Buffalo gets up to a fat ass lead and we see a fucking pretty gnarly game from one side.
Yeah, I wish I had my phone not on the camera and in my pocket. But so I guess I'll wait till Friday to throw anything on stream.
Fine. I just wanted to get I saw this juicy ass matchup. I think it's really fucking good. So I wanted to get that out there. But yeah, so I have $190 left. So we are ripping. We're going to have to eventually build some sort of graphic for how much money we got left and all that shit and whatever. So.
Well, that's what this one is. So we're starting out with $300 a week. So I will update it as we. So I could probably update these before the stream if you give me what you placed, and I'll bring your total down on one of these bars. Obviously, move it off our faces.
Yeah.
Do we need a specific app? So we're just starting this out. So specifically, we're going to be doing this amongst the co-hosts. As we roll, though, we're going to try to get like a viewership pot when we start bringing in a little bit more people, and then we'll roll with that from here. But I think it's something that's going to be really cool, something that's a little different, and something you guys can tail along with. And I've been ripping on basketball, too. I'm finally getting my NBA picks kind of cooking, so I'm excited to get that ripping. And, it's nice to have a little bit of a nice backdrop, change the colors up a little bit, looking nice, looking good.
Yeah, you fucking love teal, by the way. It's real questionable how much you like teal. Just want to say that out loud.
Why? What's questionable about it, buddy?
It's just questionable. It's just, a questionable color for you. Look who likes to fucking show up once in a while. Mr. Penn State Nittany Lion himself.
What's up, boys?
Oh, there he is. You
what
know what?
The fuck?
Listen, we're going over the weekly wager segment. Rocky Prop, let's key Brian in because I don't even think I fucking keyed him in on this at all.
All right, so Bri, basically we are all gonna be in competition against each other, specifically betting wise. So what that means is we're all gonna be like publicly announcing our picks each week, and then from there, what that's gonna do is we're gonna like keep total. Let me update this so I can move you over. We're gonna keep total so it looks like this. Didn't I just move these over? Yeah, cool. Just like this. So we're all going to start with a budget. You don't have to go over budget of $300 per, I guess, week. So if you wanted to spend all 300, you lose all 300. Obviously, you'll be in third place or last place, and the winner will get a $5,000 grand prize. So are we taking a couple of these winnings and throwing it into a pot? We'll figure it out. Basically, this is how the scoreboard's going to look. The scoreboard is going to be ranked every week. UFC bets available too. Dan's going to be betting on ping pong.
Yeah, I'll be betting on ping pong. That'll definitely be happening at some point. Darts, especially.
What are you shaking your head about? You don't like the scoreboard right now?
I don't. I mean, this is fake, right? I can't be in last place already. I haven't even made a pick.
Oh yeah, no. This was just an example. It's just an example. We should have put him at negative $400,000. I feel like.
Did you like the picture I chose? You like the pictures I chose for you guys? Brian looks real happy.
I look like Brian looks like he just found out that Jerry Sandusky was his real dad, and I fucking look like a fucking creep. I got so much smoke coming out. What the fuck?
You gotta let people know, who's on Slate.
I got a wonky eye in that picture too, you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, we did it right before stream. You're asking me how to get live on TikTok, but yeah, so this will adjust the budget for each of us per week. So just write down what you're picking, and then we will be pulling tabs. So every time y'all hit a parlay or hit anything, I'm gonna need the ticket. I'm gonna need the ticket in the group chat so I can load it in, and I'll cover up, and we'll go to we got like Bry's picks, and I'll just solo in on Bry and specifically show him and his picks and what hit, adjust his total, have it ready for the stream, and keep track that way. And hopefully, it's not going to look too much like this. Hopefully it'll look a little bit more like, this red bar being a little bit taller than the rest of them, but we'll see how it goes. So it's a nice friendly competition, and I'm hyped about it.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Deal.
So, obviously, you guys will come prepared next stream with some picks, I would assume. Yes. But, let's jump into this real quick because I know Bry had a lot of fucking thoughts. Guys, if you got questions, fucking drop them and we'll answer as we go. But Bry wants to talk about college football, and I'm down for it because I haven't talked about college football all day.
Rocky, have you been following this shit? I know you're
Yes, I've been following it.
So, last weekend was an absolute shit show for the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Alabama lose, you had Ole Miss lose, you had LSU lose,
Indiana lose.
Indiana got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
A&M lost in overtime to Auburn.
Oh, that game was lit.
Four overtimes, I think, for that one.
So the playoffs now are really fucked up. And actually, the playoff shows tonight, so we'll know where the playoff committee thinks everyone should be as of now tonight. But at this point, it seems like there's 3 Big Ten teams in the top 4, and I don't see that changing until Conference Championship Week.
Hey, question: do you think who do you think wins that Gamecock Clemson game? Because the Gamecocks need to win to even have a chance to get in.
They ain't getting in shit. What are you talking about?
If they beat Clemson, they're in.
There's no shot they beat fucking Clemson and they're in the fucking playoff. There's no shot.
I think if South Carolina wins and SMU loses, they're in.
What?
Yep.
5-game I don't know if I want to live in a world where fucking South Carolina's in the playoff.
I mean, remember last year when around national championship time, you're like, what team do you think could potentially make the playoffs that's off everyone's radar? And I said South Carolina.
I remember that.
You did say that. And I say that. You know what? Let's table this real quick because Bry, he's getting a little big for his britches right now. And I just want to fucking let everyone know that he was 45 minutes late to this stream. I don't even know what he was doing. He's a rolling stone. Oh, yeah. Likely story, son of a gun. Likely story. Yeah, pop up this fucking, because these I think this is last week's, but I'm looking at it right now. Fucking Oregon #1, OSU #2. This is just AP. Fucking Texas 3, Penn State 4, Notre Dame 5, Georgia 6, Tennessee 7, Miami 8, SMU 9. Indiana still in the playoff after that abysmal performance against Ohio State at the 10 spot. Boise's got the 11th. Clemson is 12th in the AP rankings today.
Yep.
So that's your playoff. Those are your playoff. You got Miami, you got SMU. Indiana's still in. Indiana's going to die against a good team. I don't care who the fuck they play. They're going to die.
Well, they're going to win. They're going to win this week. They play Purdue.
That's nothing. Like that's easy. I get that. But
I believe if South Carolina beats Clemson, and like an SMU loses, I think they're in.
Okay, but if Clemson loses, then they can just slide Alabama into that spot.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to do.
Here's the thing with South Carolina. They're scorching hot right now. They might be the hottest team in the SEC. And I feel like there is some referee bullshit that went on in the LSU game that has to be taken into account.
No, I agree. There's been a suspect refereeing all season, just like every football league. Who do you think is the best chance to win it all?
I still think it's Ohio State.
It's Oregon for me. Oregon looks fucking great.
You were in a Penn State shirt and you said it's Ohio. You're hoping for Ohio State.
Well, no, I think that they're the odds-on favorite to win.
Okay, they are, but they shouldn't be. Oregon's better than them. Oregon's going to win. Texas and Oregon are the only two teams that I could see winning this year. I don't like Georgia. I don't like Alabama. I think fucking Georgia's quarterback is fucking god awful.
What's the coach's
what the fuck happened to that kid? It's the one where the coaches vote. All right, so if Clemson wins, though, right? And let's say the top 12 holds court, and nobody loses, they all fucking win, right?
Yep.
Does that mean we have our first playoff without Alabama? Or do you think that there's going to be some fuckery in this fucking college football playoff poll?
Assuming everyone wins the way they're supposed to, you go into the conference championship game, Texas versus Georgia. And I'm assuming Georgia's going to be a favorite in that game.
Yeah,
would be my guess. You would have Georgia as a bye. Texas would still get in. Oregon and Ohio State would play in the Big Ten championship. Both of them get in regardless of what happens. Tennessee's in because they will miss the SEC championship. I mean, if Miami loses in the ACC championship, I think they could potentially be out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Would be
Miami and SMU playing each other? ACC, right?
It's SMU versus either Clemson or Miami, I believe.
Yeah, so it would be either. God, this is so weird.
If Miami loses to Syracuse this week,
then it's Clemson and fucking SMU.
Clemson. Yep.
But if Miami wins this week and SMU holds serve against California, which is pretty much a fucking lock,
they're both in.
They're both in the playoff, and they're both going to be in the ACC championship.
No, they're both in the ACC championship game. I think if Miami wins and SMU loses, SMU's out.
So if SMU wins, in your opinion, Miami gets in too as well?
I think they have a better shot at taking another loss than SMU does.
Yeah, because then Miami only has 2 losses. I think that's the real like line of demarcation. It's the third loss that I think you cannot let in the playoff, right?
I mean, South Carolina has 3 losses, and I still think that they have a shot. So
I'm very curious to see how that defense does against Klubnik, because we both know that he's a shitty fucking quarterback. And I think he's played much better this year, but that defensive line for South Carolina they're lights out. They're lights out. So Clemson loses, in my opinion, but I don't see how a 9-3 South Carolina team is in over a 9-3 Alabama team.
Click on South Carolina. Look at their schedule.
Copy. Drop out of here.
So they beat Wofford last week. They beat Missouri. They beat Vanderbilt, which is a big win now because Vanderbilt's been very good. They lose to Alabama. They beat Oklahoma. They lose pretty convincingly to Ole Miss.
I mean, that Texas A&M win is massive.
Yeah, it's a big win. It really is. It's a big win.
And the LSU loss, it really shouldn't have been a loss. That was some ref ball. So really, they should only have 2 losses.
Yeah, I think if we're talking about South Carolina with 2 losses, they get in over Alabama. South Carolina with 3 losses and Alabama with 3 losses, I'm taking Alabama. Like, I just don't. You can't tell me that Alabama's not going to be in the playoff if they have the same. Like, the committee wants Alabama in there. They have the biggest fan base in fucking college football.
I don't see how you can put Alabama in with a loss to Vanderbilt and to a loss to Oklahoma. Those are 2 awful fucking losses.
I agree. And the real question here is, well, sustainability for any SEC team with the way that these teams beat the shit out of each other. These teams are coming into that playoff beat the fuck up. I think that favors the Big Ten. I don't think the Big Ten's is beat up. There's a lot more fucking powder puffs in the Big Ten than there is in the SEC, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think our championship winner comes from the Big Ten. It's either Ohio State or Oregon. Does Penn State have a shot? That's what I want to know.
No, I don't think they have the offense to do it.
But
I wish I could say yes, but I don't think
they have the defense, right?
I think they have the defense. I think they have the running game. I don't think they have the passing game to do it.
No, I don't think so either. But are they a semifinalist team? Because I think they might be.
Depending on where they if they get like SMU and then Miami,
they're gonna kill SMU. They would kill SMU.
Like the 6th seed would go through SMU and Miami. To get to the Final Four.
I think that's a Final Four team. It's all about the draw, obviously, but
yeah,
they beat Miami. I think we can both agree that they beat SMU and Miami.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's a little bit tougher. You got to be able to keep Cam Ward in the pocket. So,
yeah.
But college football is lit, Rocky. You need to be.
I've been locking in more. I watched pretty much every game last week, specifically because I was trying to see if we can get South Carolina in, and like all the teams we needed to lose lost. It's fantastic. Every single one of them.
Listen, if South Carolina beats Clemson, that's a big win. That's another big fucking win.
It's another big win.
They have a lot of big wins, so you're right. Like they could do it. They could definitely do it. Here's my question: if Ohio State loses to Michigan, do they still make the playoff?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Okay, so 10-2 Ohio State that loses to a 6-5 Michigan team is still in the playoff.
Yes.
What about Notre Dame if they lose to USC? 10-1.
I think you can have 2 losses.
Okay, but you still think both of them make the playoff if they lose?
Yes.
All right, so those 2 are locked in. What if Tennessee loses to Vanderbilt? They're 11 right now in the poll.
Then I think that gets a little sketchy for Tennessee because that would be their 3rd loss.
Even though Vanderbilt has a fucking pretty impressive track record this year. What's up, Blue Jays, my Canadian brother?
Yeah.
What's up, boy?
Just talking college football. Jump in with questions if you got them. So Tennessee, if they lose to Vanderbilt's got a lot of impressive wins this year, though. And a lot of games they kept. I mean, I've been betting them all goddamn year because they've been fucking spread monsters, dude.
Yeah, I think if Tennessee loses, that gives them their 3rd loss. And then they get into the Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina conversation. Who gets in?
I honestly thought Indiana would drop a lot further. They looked
overmatched.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
They looked overmatched.
They're going to get the shit kicked out of them. At any of the top fucking 5 teams are going to kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, they made it.
They did. I can't wait to see how
Bloomington, Indiana.
I can't wait to see the screwy shit that happens though, because this has been the craziest college football season ever.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So to all those haters of the 12-team playoff,
it was special teams mostly.
Yeah. Indiana. Yeah. You're right, T. Sorensen. Special teams was fucking terrible for Indiana.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to get around Oregon. I just feel like Oregon's gonna fuck some teams up.
Indiana was kind of in it until that block punt, and then the punt return, ended them. So yeah, special teams was massive in that game.
All right, and what do you make of this Penn State? What do you make of Penn State? I wasn't happy with that 26-25 fucking victory.
I mean, I wasn't either, and then I started seeing all the other teams around them fucking falter and lose to teams they shouldn't have lost to. So I was fairly happy at the end of the day. So let's just think about this. At the beginning of the season, everyone put hate on James Franklin, right? Because he couldn't win the big game. He couldn't win on the road. He'd lose like these random games against unranked teams at the end of the season, so he couldn't get in the playoffs. He had an issue with backup quarterback, right? At Iowa a couple years ago, where the backup quarterback wasn't ready, and Clifford got hurt. So he checked every single box this year except for being Ohio State. So in my mind, it's been a fairly successful season for Penn State. They need a wide receiver. Their wide receivers are terrible. But when you have Tyler Warren, you don't need as many wide receivers, I guess.
So is there just like no end in sight to James Franklin? Is this just he makes the playoff this year? He's good for another 5 years, you think?
I mean, what coach would you replace James Franklin with?
I don't know. A better recruiter. I don't. That's the only thing I could say. I feel like he recruits terribly.
I mean, you look at what he's done. This will be the 10th year in a row, the third year in a row with 10-win season. That hasn't been done in 30 years. It's hard to can a guy that's had this much success. And I mean, Nebraska feels it, right? They fired Pelini, and Pelini won 9-10 games every single season, and they haven't been able to repeat that. So it's kind of hard to say we need to get rid of Franklin without a Kirby Smart or someone that you have extreme confidence in that will take you to a championship.
Yeah, I agree. Let's hit this fucking question real quick. I like this trade, but I'm going to ask Bri, should I trade AJ Brown for A-Chain in a PPR league? A-Chain's been going fucking off.
I guess it really depends on what you need as far as a running back or a receiver, right?
Yeah, if you're loaded at wide receiver and you need a little running back help, I like this trade. I like it a lot.
We don't know how long Devontae Smith's going to be out. It could be he could be back next week. It could be another week or two. So
yeah, and you like AJ Brown in that matchup with they're playing the Ravens. I like him in that fucking matchup a lot.
They play the Ravens next week. Yep.
Yeah, Miami plays. I think I went over it earlier. I forgot though. They play somebody though. Fucking Buffalo's already got 14 points. Sorensen says A-Chain has more tight end or touchdown equity than AJ Brown and the Eagles. I actually think that's a good point. Again, I like this trade. If you need fucking running back help, bang and play, I think you do it. I think that's the way to go. All right, so let's get back to this real quick though. We talked about the playoff team. So the playoff show is tonight, right? At 8?
It is.
Okay. So we'll find out a little bit more, but like leading up to that, I think we're pretty much saying minus like a pretty sizable loss for an SMU or a Tennessee, the top 12 is like set. We're going to see Boise State and Ashton Genty in that 12 spot, right?
I mean, you would assume so. I forget who Boise plays. I mean, they struggled against a bad Wyoming team last week. So hopefully they are able to rebound for their sake. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the top 9 or 10 are locked in. And then you have probably 3 spots that who knows what happens depending on upsets. They play Oregon State.
Boise State plays the juggernaut that is Oregon State this week, so I'm sure that they will be 11-1 come next week, and they are already into the conference championship anyways. Whoever they play, though, the Mountain West they're sneaky good. My only thing is, like, if Boise loses, who's the next Group of 5 team that's going to be in this playoff? Because it can't be any of the service schools. The way Notre Dame beat the fuck out of both of them, or all of them, I couldn't imagine it's a service school, right?
I think it's Tulane, right?
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. See, this is where it gets dicey, because when you have, like, such a large discrepancy between the big conferences and the Group of 5, like, any team that slots into that 12, I mean, one day it's going to be great because it's going to be like a Cinderella story. Like, Cincinnati's going to go on a fucking run and it's going to be incredible. But, like, until that point, I think they're fucking 12. The 12 seed's going to just die most of the time.
So the Clemson South Carolina game is obviously a must-watch game this weekend.
Yeah.
But another sneaky game that everyone should be watching is the Arizona State game.
Yeah.
So Arizona plays Arizona State. If Arizona State wins, they're in the Big 12 championship, and they've come out of nowhere. They're super hot too.
What the fuck is going on with the Big 12?
It's a shit show. There's like 7 teams that could potentially make the championship on going into the last week, depending on what happens.
Jesus.
They all have 2 or 3 losses. So Arizona State could be a team that could sneak into the playoffs, depending on how they show the next 2 games.
Yeah. I feel like so that means that the Big 12 is a one school league, yeah?
It could be a 0 school league. So just really depends on how it shakes out. But the Big 12 could potentially send 0 teams.
I thought every conference champion gets in. I thought that was the
rules. The top 4 conference champions go, which would be the Big 10, the SEC, the ACC, and Boise State. Boise State is higher than the top-ranked Big 12 teams, so they would be considered the highest-ranked conference champion.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that.
So that's the scenario in where the Big 12 does not make it.
I think that's the scenario we probably see, right?
I mean, it's a very good possibility.
Who the fuck thought Arizona State would be the fucking cream of the crop in the Big 12? And what a fucking shit show. Oklahoma should not be in the SEC right now. In the Big 12, they're champion, right?
You would, yeah.
Easily. I don't think they lose a game, probably. Like, why did they do this?
Cash.
How much more cash is it, though?
So from what I understand is that SEC teams get paid out about $45 to $55 million on their TV revenue deal.
Oh,
whereas the Big 12 is somewhere, don't quote me on this, I think it's around $30 million. So the difference is maximum like $25 million a year, which is worth it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to compete in football and make the fucking money that they make off of football.
Yep.
Incredible. I'm curious, man. I don't know. I think IU's going to be fun to watch for one game, get upset by a worse team or some shit like that. But I don't think that anything's really going to be too surprising in these playoffs. Expect the champion to come from the Big 10. It's either Ohio State or Oregon. I don't like these SEC teams are fucking they cannibalize each other. They beat the fuck out of each other. So I don't even know if it fucking matters, to be quite honest with you.
If Georgia beats Texas in the SEC championship and gets a bye in the first round, and you give Kirby Smart a month to prepare for these playoffs, I feel like Georgia is another team that has all the talent and experience to make a run.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. There are some teams that are going to see this Georgia defense and be scared shitless. Like, this is a different fucking animal. But again, like, this is the SEC. So when you get into these playoffs and some of these Big Ten schools, even, like, I think Penn State, if they play a fucking Georgia, it's going to be a rough fucking day.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, this team looks very beatable in the SEC. So the only thing that fucking really gives me pause about Georgia is that Carson Beck took a fucking major giant leap backwards this year. They don't have a quarterback, man. He's not consistent. He fucking he throws in the towel like quite consistently in my mind. This has been the spottiest coach Georgia team. And this is what happens when you rely on this transfer portal as much as they do, man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, well, and Georgia's had how many players suspended for driving incidences and things like that.
These kids are getting fucking millions of dollars a year. Like, they're fucking, these 18-year-olds got $5 million in their bank account. This is unheard of shit. Like, we're going to be seeing fucking kids getting fucking wrecked from this shit. Like, this is going to be crazy, man. I think that college kids should have always been paid. Like, I get it. Especially when it comes to like football and basketball, because of the money that these programs generate. But I think this is going to be dangerous, man.
I don't know if they should be paid this much money.
Millions upon millions of dollars. Like, when you think about it, the number one quarterback for 2025 just went for $10 million to Michigan. $10 million. So what is that? So what kind of level of salary cap are we working with here? Because I would imagine at Alabama, it's like $100 million to field that team.
No. I think Ohio State spent the most, and they were like just over $20 million.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at what point does the NCAA become like a commissioner's office, basically, and they fucking enact a salary cap? Because that's going to have to happen, right?
I mean, I don't know if legally you can, because they're considered endorsements.
Well, yeah. And I mean, and they're going to let the fucking schools pay the kids now.
Yeah.
So this is going to get dicey. There's going to be a fucking season where Texas is like, hey, all you boosters that want a championship, send all the money you can right now, and they're going to field a fucking $75 million team and kill everybody.
Yeah, as a Penn State fan, I need the owner of the Buffalo Bills, Terry Pagula, and I need him to throw about $50 million into the pot and let's go for a championship.
Listen, I will agree to talk to my boy Terry and Kim if you want me to. That's the wife. But if we see the Eagles in the Super Bowl, I need you guys to take a dive. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do. Detroit, we need it.
I need you guys to take a dive, all right?
Just a little dive.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, do you really think Buffalo's going to make the Super Bowl?
You know what,
No.
Right? We don't have to be fucking dicks about this, both of you, by the way.
We know the Giants are getting in. To the Super Bowl.
We know for a fact the Giants will not be.
The Giants are there. Tyrone Tracy season.
They might be mathematically eliminated.
Did you see
I know, Brian. I know they're mathematically. Of course, he brings up math.
Dude, the only way the Giants get into the playoffs if like a meteor strikes all of the best NFL teams at one time. That's the only way the Giants make the playoffs.
Well, not only the best teams, even the mid-level teams too.
Yeah, it would have to like strike 95% of the league for the Giants to make the playoffs.
20 of the 30 teams.
Yeah, that's what.
20 of the 30 teams.
It's just the Giants and Jacksonville left. We're like,
yep, run it.
Oh God.
Tommy Cutlets versus Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's what Aaron wants to see, really.
I fucking hate Aaron Rodgers.
He's gonna retire now.
Tony Pollard.
Did you hear that shit? He's gonna retire.
He should. He should.
Isn't that so shitty, dude? He came out today on McAfee and he's like, I don't, if I stick around, it'll be for the Jets, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's been getting cooked all season. He could be at home with his millions of dollars, doing whatever the fuck he wants. Instead, he's getting blasted by 300-pound men. Like,
sounds like a good night for Rocky Prop.
Yeah, Rocky Prop's looking handsome.
All
right, so
I told the audience that you found out you were gay last week, and that's why you weren't on stream.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, look, they're
Bri
on.
loved it, though. I said it like 3 times, and Bri laughed every time.
I'm like, look at Twitch is killing it. And I joined. They're like, Rocky Prop likes cock in his prop.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go Dan. I'm gonna go down to the shake joint. And I'm gonna find a couple dudes to double down my Dan.
Take it easy over there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that what you want to hear?
Don't think that I didn't notice the fact that you mentally checked out when we started talking college ball. I want to tell you one thing. Unacceptable. You need to be learning. We were learning you just then.
After a certain point, it's like Chinese. When it starts getting into the depths of like all these different like.
And look at Brian. He's not Chinese. You said it and looked directly at Brian. I saw it.
I didn't look at anyone.
Saw it too. You stared right at Brian Flacco. I don't know why you do that to him.
Brian Flacco.
It's Joe's brother right there.
Oh man.
What if Joe Flacco had a Korean brother? Like, how crazy would that be?
Rocky, you should just be following college football just for fantasy football purposes, so you know who to draft next.
That could be early. I like fantasy. I don't know if I like fantasy enough to really delve into just one sport specifically for fantasy football. Listen, when you guys started talking, it sounded like bearded white language. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Jesus.
Why are you looking at Dan during that?
You're throwing out the C word. You're calling me bearded and white.
Look at this haircut. Look at this haircut. Look at this haircut. What do you?
We know what kind of haircut that is. Where's your little mini mustache over there?
Dude, just wait. I'm gonna get the goatee going.
No, you're gonna get one little finger mustache right here.
Get a 30 Mark Sanchez.
He was also a gay superhero too, so that's good.
Hitler.
Off the rails.
Off the rails. Welcome to Degen Fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. This is what
welcome to Off the Rails with Rocky Prop.
It's funny because we're sitting here and we're kind of going through the whole slate. We're like, yep, that's the competition, and we're about getting ready to wrap up, and then all I hear is doot doot. And Bri comes in with like more energy than I've ever seen him on a stream with. He's like, "What's up, boys? We ready?
You guys see this shit in college?"
I'm excited. I'm off tomorrow. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm energized.
So we're going to be coming back on Friday with the Black Friday special because the Chiefs are playing on Friday.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
You get to pick the songs because you beat me by score, by the way. Don't get fucking too excited. We were both 8-4 on the week. Rocky Prop was 0-0.
I won, actually. I won. You guys just didn't get my picks.
Very, very clearly you lost.
I went 12-0.
You went null and void is what you went. And Bri went 8-4. I went 8-4. We had a lot of questionable calls, Bri. We both got fucking absolutely annihilated on the early slate. Here's what I will say. The Commanders, the Patriots, the Texans, you guys can all go fuck yourselves. And I want that to be very clear.
And the Bears. The Bears lost in overtime.
Fuck the Bears.
I picked the Vikings, so thank you for that. I appreciated that. The only other pick I lost on was Arizona.
I was fishy about Seattle anyway. I had a feeling they were going to win that game.
I didn't like that game at all.
What's going on with the Cardinals?
Are they fucking even good?
Yes.
Does anybody know who's good? Who's good in the NFC West? Can we let's play that game. Tell me who the fuck is good in the NFC West.
The Arizona Cardinals. You know what's really funny is I couldn't name you each team in every division correctly, or even who's in what division.
Yeah, what? You know what? You're on a sports show, you fucking asshole.
Because when I growing up, I was like, okay, you should do East and West, not AFC East and NFC West, and fucking like I thought each.
Get irate about you not knowing what divisions are what divisions.
I know that the NFC East has the Giants, Commanders.
Wow. That took too long.
Giants, Commanders, Philly, and the Cowboys.
All right. What about the NFC West?
NFC West? That means they're in the West.
What?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you one team.
We're talking about the teams right now.
Cardinals.
Seahawks.
Is it Rams, Chargers? Rams?
Other Chargers.
Raiders? Rams, Raiders?
Nah.
Bro, I don't know.
I think you have a player on your fantasy team. One of your stars.
Brock Bowers?
It's a miracle that there are people watching this right now. I just want everyone to know.
You're like fucking divisions because every other sport does East and West. I can name every team in the Western Conference for NHL and NBA.
Sports show, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're like, let's fucking make an Eastern Conference and Western Conference for the NFC.
In front of you. Pop up a tab with the fucking divisions on it.
Fucking cocksuckers over here.
I just don't even understand. Look, Lalitz is the only fucking good guy in here right now. I just want everyone to know it.
If Lalitz just came in here and dropped in the divisions,
hear that you can't name fucking NFL divisions.
Well, okay. Well, I got the divisions. I knew the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots were all in the same division. It was the East and the AFC. AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. AFC North, I knew. Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, Browns. I just didn't know the names of each fucking division. And fucking who likes the AFC West? The Broncos. Most overrated division in football.
So, Lalitz, to your question, as we get this back on the rails, yes, I actually do like Malik Neighbors to get more involved in this.
Who's throwing him the ball? Does he have a quarterback that can throw the ball?
Tommy DeVito.
Oh, so we're gonna take the over when Tommy Cutlets.
I didn't say no, I like the receiving yard number. I think he's gonna get more involved. Definitely after that interview.
So we're taking the over. No, the fuck we're not. Dude, they had fucking 9 yards in the first 3 quarters of the game. Saquon Barkley had more yards from scrimmage than the entire Giants team. Absolutely fantastic. I was just sitting myself watching this game, watching Saquon fuck my parlay because him breaking away for a 70-yard touchdown killed my chance of Jalen Hurts getting 5 yards when they needed it on 3rd down. So I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, Brian's probably watching this fucking like butt naked jumping around watching it. Like, Saquon!
His wife comes home. She's like, Brian, why are you naked again?
Get out!
She knows.
The Eagles are on, honey. Shut up.
But you guys know about the Malik Neighbors interview that happened.
He's sitting there like, I don't know. You want to throw the ball to me in the 4th quarter? You start throwing me the ball 30-7. Like, what you want me to do? Like, what you want me? He's wearing sunglasses.
You can target until they're down by like 30 points.
It's like awesome, fantastic. Dude, and if I was Tommy DeVito and I wanted to continue being the quarterback in the New York Giants, I would just be like, there's one good player left here. I would just throw the ball to him every single time. I'd give him like 46 targets.
Yeah, we're also giving Tommy DeVito a lot of fucking credit right now. Okay, I want that to be very clear. Tommy DeVito doesn't know where the ball is going half the time he throws it.
So the Giants play the Cowboys.
Oh, God.
At Dallas.
Deep double down dicked against the Cowboys. That's what's going to happen.
The Cowboys and Cooper Rush.
They're just to fucking stick it down our throat.
I mean, DeVito didn't have a terrible game.
Nah, he didn't look that bad on him.
Statistically.
No, he's not a bad quarterback. He's better than Daniel Jones.
For 31.
Yeah, his line is terrible. There's nothing he can do.
His QBR was 14.8, though.
Yeah, that tracks. I watched him play. It was horrible, but it's not like
not
like it's all his fault. Like the line is just the line. You guys, I don't know what the fuck happened to that offensive line, but it's like you hired like maybe the NFL is giving them more money to hire like Down syndrome offensive linemen or something. Like I don't understand.
Well, the offensive line was never good. I mean,
they were better than they are now. Danny Jones, like 4 years ago, had a fucking epic season.
Because of Saquon Barkley.
It was.
But that was the big knock with Saquon, right? Was man, he can't get loose because his offensive line's so terrible.
Yeah.
God,
but do I think he's going to get 60.5 yards? That's asking a lot.
You know what I would like a little bit better, Lalitz? Give me the targets line. Because I think they throw the ball to him like 15 times.
Now, here's interesting. Neighbors did have 64 yards this week.
Yeah, he's a dynamic. He's going to be in Washington catching balls from fucking Jaden Daniels before you can say, dude, he's going to be him and Jaden Daniels are like best friends. You saw that video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be in Washington before you know it.
So I like 60.5. I like 60.5 low hits.
Yeah, but pair it with the target. Watch your fucking mouth.
He had 9 targets against the Bucks.
Yeah,
I'll take
Parrot with the targets. 60 in targets, Parrot.
He should have double those targets, though. I feel
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna only throw him the ball. Tommy DeVito back to throw the ball. Oh, again, triple coverage. Malik Neighbors, another interception. That's 10.
Dude, I feel like the Jets, but like last year and the year prior's Jets with a shitty running back instead of Brees Hall. Like I feel like the Jets right now, and it sucks. My favorite hockey team's old and fucking 7-15. My favorite basketball team's doing all right. It's been bad. It's been this sucks. Y'all have done this your whole life.
Yeah,
Watch your favorite teams lose.
Sometimes the bandwagon isn't that fun, man.
It's not a fucking bandwagon here, Double Down.
It is Miami Heat fan. It really is.
How is it a bandwagon?
You're from Connecticut.
And what? I'm supposed to just like the Rangers and the fucking Knicks?
Well, it would track a little bit more, it would track a little.
Listen, there was no basketball team in my household growing up, and I was like, here's a sports that's up for grabs. And in 2006, started liking the Heat.
Yeah, of course you did when they won the championship. It makes a lot of sense.
Before they won. It was before they won. It was before they won. They just happened to win that year.
Dwayne Wade won in 2006. Did he not?
You're correct, but there's also a season prior where you don't know if the dude's going to win or not.
Okay, all right.
I was like, this kid Dwayne Wade's pretty good. I like him. Oh my god,
they won. Happens that the same year they win the championship, you also become a fan.
That's what happens to winners, Dan. It just comes to you,
No, that's what happens to bandwagon fans.
I liked them before they won.
Another pick I feel like is a lock is Baker over 243 passing yards against the Panthers.
I'm just gonna make up let's take it.
I think I'm gonna take all these picks as well. Yeah, I like it.
So let me look up some stats on the Panthers.
They kept it close against the Chiefs, man.
It was very close against the Chiefs.
That was crazy, dude.
Bryce Young kind of looking like a quarterback.
Maybe? Yeah, he's getting comfortable.
He looks like Andy Dalton learned him some shit. That's what it looks like.
For some reason, I just got sent a video of Mark from like a year and a half ago, prank calling a massage parlor on TikTok, and it has 675,000 views. The top comment is Deshaun Watson has entered the chat.
That's why you need to lock in over there. We're talking sports.
Are we talking sports?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Talk about men's sport.
I feel like 240. What was it? 246?
240.
243.
Yeah, I feel like that's within reach. I mean, what you don't want to happen is that the Bucks just throttle them and then they come out in the second half and run the ball.
I don't think the Bucks can throttle them.
Are the Panthers better than the Giants?
Yes. Much.
Are the Panthers better than...
The Panthers are like 35 times better than the Giants.
The Saints?
No.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are pretty close to being better than the Saints, yeah.
But they're not better than the Saints.
They're not, but they're pretty close. I think it's a pretty comparable fucking team, to be honest. Right now, Chuba's going fucking ape shit. Bryce Young looks like he's actually not bad. Like
Alvin Kamara's better than Chuba Hubbard. Derek Carr is better than Bryce Young.
Not this season.
This season.
Kamara has not been better statistically.
Kamara is statistically ranked higher than Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard's number 3 in the league, buddy.
No, he's not.
We looked it up last stream. Number 3 in fantasy.
I'm gonna kill myself, dude.
Whoa, Jesus Christ!
Because I dropped all the good players on waivers. Week 3, I'm like, fuck Chuba Hubbard. Who's this guy anyway? Miles Sanders is gonna get a backfield role, huh?
Anyways, back to the fucking point. Chuba Hubbard is very good. I think the Panthers keep that game close, right?
If they do, then Baker Mayfield screams over 243.5.
Yeah, because I feel like with Chuba Hubbard, even they can move the ball. They moved it on the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense is way better than the Bucs defense, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Chuba's going to have a day, which would be, hey, maybe we look at Chuba.
Chuba he only had 58 yards against Kansas City, but he scored a touchdown.
Yeah. I feel like he's live for at least a fucking, 50, 60 piece every week. You got anything to bring to the conversation there, Rocky Prop? Jeez.
I had to sneeze. I'm sorry.
No coverage at all, huh? Just let it fucking rip.
You sound like a little bit of a hater today, Dan, no?
I don't even know.
Always a hater.
Yeah, always. Like, consistently. That's kind of my game.
Yeah, that's what happens when you put a backwards cap on.
Yeah. I feel like Rocky Prop now.
It feels good, right?
No.
Right, put your hat backwards. What are you doing?
It feels
Hold on, hat backwards.
Yeah. It's a sexy man right there. Looks like a Saquon fan. Look at him.
He looks like a Saquon fan.
I'd let him fucking backwards heartily if you get what I'm saying.
Wait, Saquon was at Penn State.
He was.
Oh!
Is this like a dream come true that he came to the Philadelphia Eagles? I didn't.
It's great.
Connect those dots until right now.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Can't get with the program here, huh?
No, I'm just saying it must be awesome. He's a big Penn State fan. That's gotta be great.
He's a Saquon guy.
I would go apeshit if like a Notre Dame guy came to fucking Buffalo and was just great.
Oh, I bet. And just going crazy. Just leading the league and he just puts up 300 yards from scrimmage. It must have been fantastic. Yeah, Bry's a good guy. I'd let him backwards hurdle me, if you get what I'm saying.
You let Bry backwards what you?
Hurdle me, yeah.
Oh, thank God. I thought you said something else. Yeah, I think we all had Chuba to go under, honestly.
Yeah.
It was a pretty sexy pick. Did not expect him to get over 55 yards.
Gotta fade the public, ladies and gentlemen. I took Chuba over.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I took him over. I hammered that line.
Motherfucker, no.
55 yards. Chuba
I
Hubbard,
remember
man.
we talked about that on Sunday.
We did. That was one of the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I faded the whole stream and made so much money. I'm just kidding.
Now Rocky's a hater.
Not Twitch was popping, dude.
Yeah, what else? Rock, let's have more of you being silent this whole stream.
I'm kind of lost.
What? What are you talking?
I don't know what's going on here.
You're looking like, is someone holding you hostage right now? Why do you keep looking to the right?
You're there. There's a screen there.
Look forward. I don't like this.
Sorry. Is someone holding you hostage?
Yeah, you look like you're about to get murdered on stream.
All right, before I let y'all run, okay? Because I'm holding you hostage. One thing I do want to discuss and look over is we have not touched on the NBA season at all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run some teams by you guys based on what knowledge you have or what you don't.
You know what we should do? Let's start with the Philadelphia 76ers, though, right? Because they're having a great season, right, Brian? Good season this year. What do you guys like? Fucking 2-15 now? Brian doesn't want to talk about it at all.
All right, so I'm going to name a team, and you have to guess where they are in the standings. We're going to start with the East.
What? What is this game that we're playing right now?
Because I know you guys haven't followed the season much, so I'm curious to think, where do you think you can do it in ranges of 5? You can do top 5, top 10, top 15. Where do you think the Milwaukee Bucks are ranked this season in the standings right now, currently in the East?
6th.
Are you looking at the standings?
They're in the middle of the East, between 6 and 10.
You are both correct. Milwaukee is sitting at 6. Where are the Philadelphia 76ers?
Last.
They are second to last, I believe, or last.
Bry is correct. Second to last. Do you know what the record is currently?
2-14. 2-15.
They are 3-13. They have a 0.188 winning percentage. Nice. Who is the top of the East?
It's Cleveland.
Yeah.
You are correct. What is their record?
They're 15-1.
14. Yeah, 14-1, 15-1.
They are 17-1.
Oh shit.
They are 10-0 at home. They lost to 1 on the road. Their last 10 games, they're 9-1. All right, round out the top 4. Cleveland number 1. Number 2 is
Boston.
15-3, correct? Number 3.
It would be not the Knicks. Orlando,
and then number 4.
I would probably put the Knicks there.
Then is the Knicks. All right, between the Knicks and the Bucks, who's the number 5 seed?
Give me. Fuck, who would be the 5 seed? Why am I blanking? Detroit? Miami?
Miami.
Miami's 5th?
Yeah, Miami's 5th. They are 7-7 at 500. The Knicks are 10-7. Magic are 12-7. Celtics are 15-3. Cavs are 17-1, and the Bucks are 8-9.
Brian, what do you think about Jared McCain?
Oh my God, he's incredible.
He's incredible.
Does he like women though?
You know, so when we drafted him, I had questions, right?
Yeah.
Like big TikTok guy, painted his fingernails.
He's just a vibe.
Yeah, like I'm old school, right? Like I like 90s basketball. This is not 90s basketball. This dude is straight gen.
Could you imagine what a 90s basketball player would do to Jared McCain?
Oh yeah, he'd get body.
30 dropped out.
Oh my God. Yeah. There would be so many elbows in his eye, it would be crazy.
That's a hate crime.
They're all never mind.
I liked his game coming in, and I had a feeling he was going to do well. I wanted the Heat to grab him. He's a good fucking player, and he's been showing it, and he's been absolutely carrying the entire organization of Philadelphia, like Saquon. But he's the Sixers Saquon.
Will Paul George play a game in a 76ers uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be back next week.
Yep.
Okay, Bri.
All right, who's number
one? Do you even
believe
what you just said, Bri?
Yes, he's going to play.
He should be back next week.
All right,
should be back next week.
We'll see.
Who's number 1 in the West?
Me.
Oh, I don't know anything about the West.
I would assume that it's gonna be Oklahoma City.
13-4. Number 2.
Give me the Golden State Warriors.
On point. 12-5. Number 3. Is Damon watching NBA basketball?
Yeah, I watch NBA.
Number 3. 12-6. Who is it?
Phoenix Suns?
Nope.
Denver?
Nope.
Pelicans?
Nope. Team you wouldn't expect. 2 more guesses each. One guess each.
Houston?
Yes, it is Houston at 12-6. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. Number 4.
Go, baby, go. Take it. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Buffalo got 19 points in the first half.
Ooh.
That pick's
Number 4 is Los Angeles at 10-6. Number 5.
Number 5 is Denver.
It is Memphis. Number 6.
Damn. Denver?
It's the Clippers. Number 7.
Denver?
It's the Suns. Number 8.
Denver?
Number 8. 9-7. They are 63 points over 500. Number 9.
Dallas.
Number 10.
Utah?
Nope.
Portland.
It's Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Number 11.
Portland.
Nope.
Utah?
Nope.
No, Utah's tanking.
Pelicans.
Nope.
Kings.
Ooh,
Nope.
Kings. Damn.
Nope. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Ooh, I forgot they existed for a minute.
8-8. They're 500. And so another team that's 500 in the East is the Heat at 7-7, and they're number 5. They're number 4. No, they're number 5. Which is crazy. The West is stacked. And then rounding it out, it's Minnesota at 11, Sacramento at 12. They're 8-10. The Trailblazers at 13, the Jazz at 14, and the Pels at 15. They're 4-14.
Oh God. Is Zion good?
Playing. Nah, he's all right. Yeah, it's not that solid. Based on the standings I just read you, if you had to take $500 free dollars and they said, here guys, take this $500 and you can only use it on a NBA Finals matchup parlay. What?
You disappeared.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me switch it. My phone died. Camera.
This fucking kid.
I know.
Production level.
All right, cool. If you had to place it on a $500 parlay, I gave you $500 and I said, hey, you can only place it on a parlay for the conference final championship. For the NBA finals, what two teams do you think would be in it right now? Top 3 in the East are Cavs, Celtics, Magic. Top 3 in the West is Oklahoma,
It's Oklahoma City, and Boston,
and Houston.
Yeah, that's the two.
Yeah, it's Oklahoma City and Boston. Durant over 32.5 PRA. He's barely coming back from injury. Feel like that's still a lock. Yeah, when he's played, he's looked pretty fucking good this year. Dylan Fink on YouTube says, preparing for my week 14 bye. No Lamar. Need to grab a QB in advance. Darnold versus Atlanta, Carr versus the Giants, or Levis versus Jacksonville. Jesus Christ, don't get Levis.
Yeah, I like Carr here.
Yeah, Carr against the Giants is solid. Don't think you go wrong with Darnold against Atlanta.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would pick up Carr.
I think I prefer Darnold in this matchup, but you can't go wrong with either Darnold or Carr there. All right, Rock, you got more NBA questions we can talk about?
No, I think I'm pretty much good here.
All right, we're an hour and 45 in, so we're going to kill it. Bri, you get to pick the songs for Friday and Sunday. Guys, come prepared with picks next week. Next stream, please.
Yes, sir.
And then, that's it for Degen Fantasy. Rock, play us out.
Later, boys. Appreciate you. We'll be live on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Peace.
Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me.
Before I came up in the game, these hoes didn't show no love. They see me in the club and used to treat me like a scrub. They wouldn't holler cause my dollars wasn't swollen up. I bet they changed their mind when them 84s come rolling up. They see that I'm a star, now they wanna sit in my car, now they wanna